Hi, I'm Caroline. I'm here with the CEO of Offis, Chuawiwat. Chai, you guys have been working on some pretty exciting things. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, the last year or so, we've been transforming our business quite a bit. We currently do managed services, obviously. We look after servers, infrastructure, CPU, RAM, storage. We do security, patching. But we're actually going further up the stack in terms of what the customers are looking for and helping them manage a bit more about the application, the database. And in the last 12 months, we've also brought on some professional services that allows us to consult on infrastructure on the customer's premises, or if they have infrastructure in the cloud on someone else's infrastructure, we can manage that and run that. What we've done to allow us to do that better is deployed a cloud management platform, so we can look at infrastructure on our premises, on the customer's premises, or in AWS or RackSpace or Softlayer or any cloud environment really, and evaluate that on the basis of security, performance and price on behalf of the customer. So it sits above all the CPU and RAM and storage and looks at is this the right infrastructure for that application? Should we move an application from one place to another place? So it's a whole of infrastructure that we can provide for the customer to help them evaluate where they're going, what they're doing in terms of all of their infrastructure.
And what does that mean for a corporate client?
You may have an environment where you have some servers on your premises, let's say for email, for file share, but you might have some infrastructure for your business application. Let's say you're an e-commerce store and that may be on a particular environment, and you may have just done a merger with someone and you want to build or combine a series of servers for that particular business unit that you're building. They may be 3 different environments that you need to run in 3 different cloud infrastructures, because one is a fixed price environment for a joint venture that needs to run, one is an e-commerce store where the more hits you get, the more money you make, and one is a local environment for your file share. You need to evaluate those to make sure that you've got the right level of security for each one and the right performance for each one, and understand maybe you're doing a campaign and you need to move that into a different environment, or you may have some developers who are in a different country. You may need to take a freeze of that image, a copy of that image of a bunch of servers and put them in a different region, do the development, and then bring them back into production in a way that is controlled and managed to give you the right outcome. That's what we want to do, is help customers understand their whole infrastructure, no matter where it is, and help them migrate to the best place for those groups of infrastructures.
Tell me about your people. What are your staff like?
We've had to expand our range to keep up with what's happening in industry. Last year we launched a professional services division, as I said, and we've also retrained a lot of our engineers, and they're all now certified in AWS certified. They've done some RackSpace training. They've also done Softlayer. We'll obviously have to do Microsoft Azure and Google. So we've got a bigger team now. I think since we've started, we're now 4 or 5 times the size in terms of staff, and we have a professional services staff, we have a service desk, obviously a sales team, and they're continually being trained and educated. So the guys are always out somewhere getting trained.
Tell me a little bit about Offis's points of difference.
What used to be 5 or 6 years ago was that we had a great infrastructure. We understood what the customer wanted and how to apply that infrastructure, and we built that infrastructure. It's no longer about our infrastructure. It's really more about the understanding of the customer component, understanding the business, and giving them what they want. And sometimes what they really need is not what they think they wanted. And it's about understanding their business and figuring out, look, what you really need is this infrastructure because of these reasons. So it's about understanding the customer's business and recommending the right solution.
What kind of customers would be looking for your services?
Yeah, because we offer quite a wide range of services now, we actually don't ring up an enterprise and say, hi, can we sell you something? That's really not how we go to market. We have different communities that we work with. So one of them would be the skunk monks, the digital agencies. Another one is the ISV speakeasy, and as the name implies, it's really about ISVs, independent software vendors, and that's how we get contacts and get customers. A lot of our competitors say they've never heard of us, because we don't compete with them. We really go through these channels and we get recommendations, and we help our partners in these communities to achieve a result for the customer. So, the customer wants to get a campaign done. They're not cared about each CPU and RAM and storage. How do I get the job done? And we help them get that done. They want to get a transaction processed, and we help all the security, all the performance under that is what we bring to that community.
You do run some fantastic events. Can you tell me a little bit more about them?
So the other event we have is the E-Club, and the E-Club is the longest running of all of our events. I think we've done over 30 of them, and we hold 3 of those a year. And it's really a collection of all of our prospects, customers, interested parties, IT professionals. And we do 3 E-Clubs a year, and E-Club also rolls in all the other communities, the ISV speakeasy and the skunk monk, particularly the Christmas party edition, where everyone gets together and wants to have a bit of good time. But the topics are for IT professionals. So it could be to do with security, it could be to do with how do I get social media to work for my business, all those kind of topics of general interest to the whole IT community. That's what we deal with at eClub.
Thanks, Jai.